Welcome to the world of whimsy yarn. This is a new episode of our amazing stories. Today's story is about a father's redemption, betrayal and triumph in a life of crime. So, let's begin. On that cold night, Hugo sat in his modest office on the city's outskirts, scrutinizing the beautiful girl Miguel had brought him. It didn't take long for Hugo to realize that this girl was none other than his daughter, Lillian, who had left him 5 years ago. Hugo was profoundly shocked as he realized that Miguel had tried to use his daughter to settle his mounting debts. 5 years earlier, Lillian had lived a peaceful life away from her father and his criminal activities. She had decided to leave after discovering Hugo's involvement in drug trafficking, hiding her identity to live independently in a distant place. During this time, she formed strong friendships with Rola, Susan, and Diana, believing they were a solid support system in her new life. Rola, Susan, and Diana were struggling with financial hardships when Miguel approached them with an enticing offer. He would erase all their debts if they brought Lillian, the beautiful girl he had seen with them in the city. Miguel deceived them by pretending he wanted to pursue a relationship with Lillian, but his true intentions were to gift her to his boss, Hugo, to avoid the repercussions of his failed drug smuggling operation. Unaware that Lillian was Hugo's daughter, Rola, Susan, and Diana only thought about escaping their financial troubles and decided to betray their friend. After some hesitation and fear, Miguel managed to obtain Lillian's trust with the collusion of her friends. When confronted with the truth, Hugo felt a deep sense of shock and regret. He looked into his daughter's eyes and saw the pain and betrayal. He never imagined that his actions would lead to his daughter becoming a victim of her closest friend's schemes. Hugo knew he had to act. Hugo kidnapped Rola, Susan, and Diana, delivering them to a Russian dealer named Kharkov in exchange for a luxury yacht, which he later gave to Lillian as compensation for the harm inflicted upon her. This action marked the beginning of Miguel's downfall, as the police killed him after Hugo exposed him to the authorities. Following these painful events, Lillian returned to her life away from her father, keeping the yacht as a reminder of the betrayal she suffered from her closest friends. Despite everything, Lillian did not lose her strong spirit and determination. During this period, Hugo began to rethink his life and criminal activities. He realized that his actions would eventually backfire, bringing doom to himself and his family. Hugo decided to turn himself into the police, confessing all his crimes and handing over the criminals in his network. Due to his initiative, his sentence was reduced, and he served only 3 years in prison. After his release, Hugo hid his old identity and started a new life with his daughter Lillian. They chose to live far from anything that reminded them of the dark past, enjoying a life filled with happiness and contentment. Lillian realized that her father had changed and decided to give him a second chance. Together, they began a new chapter, leaving behind all the pain and betrayal, always remembering that trust and love are the foundation of everything.